Hi guys, today we're going to be looking at solving equations. Please remember to subscribe to my channel. If you feel that it's something that is useful for you, please hit the like button if you really enjoy this video at the end, and also please hit the bell notification so that you will get notified whenever I release new videos. We're looking at solving equations. I really like this topic because it's good for problem solving. You can think outside the box. It helps you think analytically as well. You're thinking about operations such as adding, multiplying, dividing, and taking away. What is the opposite of adding, for example? What is the opposite of multiplying? Okay, and if some of you are hoping to get your grade 4 or grade 5 or even higher at GCSE this summer, you will definitely need this question. Please remember to show your working clearly. I always say this to my students, although some of them don't always like to do this. The reason why I say this is because if you're getting a question wrong, you will still get marks for correct working out. And also, any of you who are hoping to change careers, you definitely need your Maths GCSE for the career that you're hoping to get into. If you're not feeling very confident, I promise at the end of this video you will feel a lot more confident about answering this question. Just take your time, show your working, and remember to check that your answer makes sense as well. Again, I'll show you how to do that at the end of this video. So you've totally got this. With that said, let's get to it. Okay, so the first example is x add 1 is equal to 5. You're looking at x plus 1. The inverse of plus 1 is take away 1. So whatever you do to one side, you have to do exactly the same to the other side. So x plus 1 take away 1 is equal to x. 5 take away 1 is equal to 4. And you check that this makes sense. 4 plus 1 is equal to 5, so that works. Okay, second example, x take away 6 is equal to 9. So take away 6 is our function, so you need to do the inverse operation. Take away 6, the inverse of take away 6 is add in 6. So I'm going to add 6 to both sides. X take away 6 add 6 is x, and 9 add 6 is equal to 15. So you may think, oh, this is looking really complicated. The reason why we need to do it this way is because it's the most efficient way. When the questions get a bit more difficult, you can still use this method and it will work and it will avoid errors in future. And you'll see that as we get onto the more challenging questions. So your check for this one is 15 take away 6 is equal to 9. So that is correct. Okay, so now you have a go at these questions. X add 2 equals 5. X take away 3 is equal to 12. Pause the video and have a go. Okay, so the first question, x plus 2 is equal to 5. So the inverse of adding 2 is taken away 2. Take away 2 from both sides. X plus 2 take away 2 is x. 5 take away 2 is equal to 3. So check that that is correct. 3 add 2 is equal to 5. Second example, x take away 3 is equal to 12. The inverse of take away 3 is add 3. X minus 3 add 3 is equal to x. 12 add 3 is equal to 15. Check that that's correct by doing 15 take away 3 is equal to 12. Okay, so the next example involves fractions. So this first one on the left, x divided by 2 add 1 is equal to 5. Write down what it means. So x divided by 2 add 1 is equal to 5. So the two things that you did here was divide 2 and add 1. So in reverse order, you're going to find the inverse operation of those. So divide 2, add 1. So we'll start by doing the inverse of add 1, which is take away 1. The inverse of divide 2 is multiplying by 2. And you're doing that to both sides. So looking at the original question, so x divided by 2 add 1. If I take away 1, that will get rid of the plus 1. So I'm left with x divided by 2. 5 take away 1 is 4. And then this multiplying by 2 gets rid of this dividing by 2. X divided by 2 times 2 is just x. And then 4 times 2 is 8. And again, check your answer, that it makes sense. So 8 divided by 2, add 1. 8 divided by 2 is 4, add 1 is equal to 5. So that works. Second example, x divided by 3, take away 1 is equal to 2. So write down what the question means. Look at your operations and do the inverse operation in reverse order. So the last thing you did was take away 1, so that's the first thing that you should undo, add 1 to both sides. And then also you divided by 3, so the inverse of that will be multiplied by 3. So x divided by 3 take away 1. If I add 1 to that, it gets rid of this take away 1, so it will be x divided by 3. 2 add 1 is 3. And then x divided by 3 times 3, that gets rid of this dividing by 3. And 3 times 3 is equal to 9. Again, I'm going to check. So 9 divided by 3 is 3. Take away 1 is equal to 2. So that works. Okay, here are some questions for you to do. Pause the video and have a go. Right, okay, so this first one says x divided by 5, add 1 is equal to 11. So write down what it means. X divided by 5 plus 1 is equal to 11. So the last two things you did was divide 5, add 1. So the inverse operation for add 1 is take away 1. Divide 5 is multiplied by 5. So x divided by 5 plus 1 take away 1 is x divided by 5. 11 take away 1 is 10. And then x divided by 5 times 5. So divide 5 times 5, cancel each other out. So you're left with x. And 10 times 5 is 50. So your check is 50 divided by 5 is equal to 10. Add 1 is equal to 11. So that works. So for the second one, x divided by 4, take away 2 is equal to 1. So the inverse operation will be add 2 multiplied by 4. Add 2 multiplied by 4. And you're doing that to both sides. So x divided by 4, take away 2, add 2 is x divided by 4. 1 add 2 is 3. And then x divided by 4 times 4, so that cancels out, so you're left with x. 3 times 4 is 12. And your check is 12 divided by 4 is 3. Take away 2 is equal to 1. So that works. Okay, so you have, for this example, 5x plus 3 is equal to 18. So 5x means x times 5. Add 3 is equal to 18. So the last two things that you did to get to 18 was times 5, add 3. So add 3 was the last thing you did. So that's the first thing you should find the inverse operation of, which is take away 3. And then times 5, the inverse operation would be divide 5. So 5x plus 3 take away 3 is 5x. 18 take away 3 is 15. 5x divided by 5 is 1x. And 15 divided by 5 is 3. So your check is 5 times 3 plus 3 is equal to 18. So that is correct. Okay, second example. 4x take away 2 is equal to 10. This means multiply 4, take away 2 to get to 10. So the last thing you did was take away 2. So that's the first thing you should undo, add 2. 4x take away 2, add 2 is 4x. 10 add 2 is 12. And then the other thing that you need to do the inverse operation of is times 4, which is divide 4. Should have written this earlier. So 4x divided by 4 is 1x, and 12 divided by 4 is 3. So your check is 4 times 3, take away 2, is equal to 10. Okay, here are 2 questions for you to do. Pause the video and have a go. Okay, so 7x plus 1 equals to 21. This means x times 7 add 1 is equal to 29. So times 7 add 1. So the last thing you did was add 1, so take away 1. And times 7, the inverse operation is divide 7. Okay, 7x add 1, take away 1 is 7x. 29 take away 1 is 28. 7x divided by 7 is x. And 28 divided by 7 is 4. So your check is 7 times 4 is 28, add 1 is 29. The second one I asked you to do, 8x take away 3 is equal to 21. This means x times 8 take away 3 is equal to 21. So times 8 take away 3, you need to find the inverse operation of them in reverse order. So instead of minus 3, you're going to add 3. Instead of times 8, you're going to divide 8. And you're doing it to both sides. So 8x minus 3 add 3 is 8x. 21 add 3 is 24. 8x divided by 8 is 1x. And 24 divided by 8 is 3. So to check, 8 times 3 is 24. Take away 3 is 21. Okay, well done.